She is expecting a baby. He is panicking, and a stranger with a cart is standing nearby. Marla and James went to the beach one cloudy autumn morning. Marla was 9 months pregnant, and this would be their last trip together before the baby came. They wanted one final, peaceful day, just the two of them, to enjoy the calm before their lives changed forever. The beach felt perfect. The cool air and sound of waves relaxed them. They talked, laughed, and shared dreams about their future as parents. James brought his old Polaroid camera and snapped a photo of Marla smiling by the water. But when the photo developed, everything changed. James stared at it in confusion. In the background of the picture was a dark, shadowy figure, something that wasn't there before. Marla looked too. It was hard to see, but something about it felt wrong. Their peaceful moment quickly turned to anxiety and fear. They stared at the water, unsure of what they were seeing. Then they noticed something moving about 80 feet from shore. Whatever it was struggling. James hesitated, thinking it might be dangerous, but Marla didn't care. Whatever it was, it needed help. There was no phone signal, and there was no time to waste. They stepped into the cold water and walked closer. As they got closer, James suddenly stopped and stared. What they were walking toward was a shark. But it wasn't just any shark. It was a great white, a huge one, caught in a web of fishing nets. Despite the danger, the animal was clearly suffering. Marla didn't want to leave it there. They had to help. At that moment, an old man appeared on the beach, pulling a cart full of fins. Marla ran up to him. After explaining what was happening, he didn't hesitate to say that they could use the cart to lift the shark up for a better look. James and the old man, working together, carefully placed the shark on the cart. The shark was exhausted and could barely move. The old man began to cut the net, and James helped him hold the shark. Some of the wires cut deep into the shark's skin. Marla watched anxiously, hoping they were not too late. Finally, the last piece of net fell away. The old man said that the shark's only chance was to return to deeper water. But there it could become dangerous again. But they could not give up. They pushed the cart into the waves. Into the waves. Slowly. The shark began to recover, and then with one powerful movement, it swam out to sea. They stood in silence, amazed at what they had just done. As soon as they turned back toward shore, Marla gasped. It was real. She said her water broke. There was no hospital nearby, and there was still no phone reception. James was panicking, but the old man remained calm. He put her in the cart. He said they would make it in time, and the old man drove them quickly along the winding roads. His name was Francis. On the way, he told them that he had raised 5 children and had 16 grandchildren. James held Marla's hand. She was helpless, struggling with the pain. It seemed like an eternity. They arrived at the hospital. The doctors rushed Marla to a room. Several hours passed before James was finally called into the room. His eyes were full of tears. Marla was holding their newborn son in her arms. They were overcome with emotion and deeply grateful to Francis, not only for helping the shark, but for getting them to the hospital in time. In the days that followed, they often thought about the old man and that incredible day. They returned to the beach to look for him, but he was gone. All they found was his metal detector. It was abandoned in the sand. A week later, a letter arrived. It was from Francis. He thanked them for their kindness to the shark and enclosed the key to the safe. Inside, they found rare shells and another letter with his full name, address, and a message for the baby. Marla and James were deeply touched. They wrote back, thanking him from the bottom of their hearts. Over the years, They often took the baby to the same beach. He reminded them of the day everything changed. The day they saved a creature, met a stranger, and gave the world a new life. It was supposed to be just one quiet memory before the baby was born. But it was the beginning of a story they would never forget.